Hello everyone, welcome to Epsilon Pro Academy. In today's video, we are going to consider mathematics problem under JAMB. Let's look at question number 1. Factorize completely x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x all divided by 2x squared minus 8. The options are given below. Now on the expression on the board, the numerator has the highest power of 3. So what we have to obtain is to factor out what is common. Basically, in the numerator we have x as a common factor. So that will become, rewriting the expression we have x cubed plus 3x squared minus 10x all divided by 2x squared minus 8. So this will give, we are going to factor out what is common in the numerator, and x is common among all the three terms on the board. So that will become x in parentheses x squared plus 3x minus 10. At the denominator, what is common between the two terms on the board? Between 2x squared and minus 8, 2 is common between the two terms. So we are going to factor out 2 by writing 2 in parentheses x squared minus 4. X squared minus 4. At this point, we are obtaining a quadratic term at the numerator. So in this bracket, we are having a quadratic term x squared plus 3x minus 10. Now, in our previous video, we discussed about the quadratic equation, how we can factorize a quadratic equation using different methods. So the video will be at the end of this video. Ensure you watch it if you have any problem with that. Okay, let's all do that. From the numerator we have x in parentheses. To obtain the product and the sum using factorization method when solving a quadratic equation, what we must do is to use the coefficient of the x squared on the board to multiply by the constant term. That is how we obtain our product. Then to get the sum is basically the coefficient of x. Basically, it is the middle term on the board. So the product on the board is, coefficient of this x squared is 1. So it will be 1 times minus 10. Product is times, is 1 times minus 10, and we are having minus 10. Whereas the sum, which is the plus, is the coefficient of the middle term on the board, which is 3 plus 3. So the next thing is, think of two numbers. When you multiply, you obtain minus 10, but when the two numbers are added together, you are going to obtain plus 3. So what should be the two numbers? The two numbers are plus 5 and minus 2. Plus 5 times minus 2 gives minus 10, and plus 5 minus 2 gives plus 3. So the two numbers are 5x and 2x. So using the principles in factorization method, the video is already in our page. Now we are going to substitute plus 5x and minus 2x into this plus 3x. That's to say plus 3x is going to be eliminated. So by doing that, we obtain x squared plus 5x minus 2x minus 10. Then the denominator, we are having x in parentheses. Now there's an identity in mathematics that states that x squared plus y squared is equal to x minus y bracket close and x plus y bracket close. So that is called the difference in 2 squared. So we are having difference in 2 squared over here. How do we obtain the result? Is by writing x minus 2 and x plus 2. Take note of this concept. Again, at the numerator we have x bracket open x squared plus 5x and minus 2x minus 10, all divided by x minus 2 and x plus 2. From the numerator, we have x. To factorize this, if you factorize it, you are going to obtain x into x plus 5. And if you factorize this, you are going to obtain minus 2 into x plus 5, all divided by, in parentheses, x minus 2 and x plus 2. Alright, this gives x, in parentheses, x plus 5 and x minus 2. This has already been treated in our previous video, so to go back and check the previous video, all divided by x, in parentheses, x minus 2 and x plus 2. So at this point, we can cancel out. What is common between the numerator and the denominator is x plus 2 and x minus 2 rather, and x minus 2. So at this point, we are left with this, which is x, in parentheses, x plus 5 bracket all over x, in parentheses, x plus 2. So this is the final result. Let's go back to the option to pick the correct option. So the correct option on the board is option D. Option D. Solve for x and y if x minus y is equal to 2 and x squared minus y squared is equal to 8. On the board, two equations are given to us to solve. Equation 1 and equation 2. So we are going to solve this using a simultaneous equation methods, either by elimination method or substitution method. We have x minus y is equal to 2. Let me call this my equation 1, and x squared minus y squared is equal to 8. Let me call this my equation 2. From the equation 2, we have x squared minus y squared is equal to 8. So there's an identity that actually defines this, and the name of the identity is difference in 2 squared. Difference in 2 squared. So in difference of 2 squared, if we have x squared minus y squared, this is basically the same as x minus y and x plus y. That is the concept. So we are going to substitute this into this equation. So at this equation number 2, we have x minus y and x plus y equal to 8. X squared minus y squared is the same thing as x minus y and x plus y. Let me call this my equation 3. But from equation 1, x minus y is equal to 2. X minus y is 2. That is to say, everything in this bracket gives 2. So let us do the substitute. We have 2 into x plus y is equal to 8, which is something as 2 here, 2 here, 4. So we are having x plus y is equal to 4. Let me call this my equation 4. From equation 1, we have x minus y is equal to 2. This is from 1. And from the equation 4, we have x plus y is equal to 4. This is my equation 4. So you are going to solve equation 1 and 4 simultaneously. Equation 1 plus equation 4. We are adding 1 to equation 4. So adding 1 to 4, that becomes x plus x minus y plus y, which gives 2 plus 4. Okay, so x plus x gives 2x, y minus y gives 0. So this is equal to 0, and we are left with 2 plus 4 is 6. So making x the subject, x is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. So at this point, x is equal to 3. To determine the value for y, we substitute into any of these equations. Substituting into equation 2, we have from equation 4 rather, we have that x plus y is equal to 4, x plus y is equal to 4, and x is 3. So 3 plus y is equal to 4. This gives y is equal to 4. When 3 crosses over, it becomes minus 3, and y is equal to 1. So on the board, the answer is x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 1. Now presenting this into a coordinate system, it will be x and y. So that gives the value of x is 3 and that of y is 1. So on the board, the correct option is D, 3 and 1. Find the sum of infinity of the following series: 0.5 plus 0.05 plus 0.005 plus 0.005 and so on. Options are given below. Now this is geometric progression or exponential sequence. In exponential sequence, to determine the sum of infinity, we use the general formula: sum of infinity is equal to A all over 1 minus R, where A represents the first term in the series given and R is the common ratio. And this common ratio can be determined by getting the ratio between two consecutive terms from the sequence on the board. So on the board we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sequence of number given. To get the common ratio, we pick any two consecutive terms. It could be these two, or it could be these two, or it could be these two. It must be two consecutive terms on the board. So let us pick the first two, picking this and this. To determine the common ratio R, common ratio R is equal to the right hand side divided by the left hand side. It is always the right divided by the left. So in this circle, we are having right hand side and left hand side. So it will be the right hand side divided by left hand side. This is always the common error student makes when it comes to common ratio. So take note of this. It must be the right divided by the left. So it will become, on the right hand side we have 0.05 divided by, on the left we have 0.5, and this will give 0.1. So R, which is the common ratio, is equal to 0.1. So at this point we can substitute into the formula. But the first term is also given. The first term, A, is the first number written, which is 0.5. So we have here 0.5. Now substituting into this formula, sum of infinity is equal to A, and A is 0.5 divided by 1 minus 0.1. So this gives 0.5 divided by 1 minus 0.1 gives 0. 0.9. And if you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 10, if you multiply this by 10 over 10, whatever you do to the numerator, also do the same to the denominator. That is the basic rules in fraction or equivalent fraction. So we are going to obtain 5 over 9 as the final result. So looking back to the option, the correct option is 5 over 9 is option B, 5 over 9. If x star y is equal to x plus y raised to 2, find the value of bracket open 2 star 3, bracket close star 5. And the options are given below. This is a binary operation in mathematics. In binary operation, a particular rule or pattern is given for the solving. Now on the board, the pattern is that whenever there are two quantities, it must be expressed in the term of the right hand side. Now the quantities on the board is x star or operation y, x star y, or it is read as x operation y, or it is read as x star operating with y. Okay, so we are going to use the simple term x star y. So the pattern is that whenever there are two quantities x and y, and there is an operation or there is a star in between them, it must be expressed in this form. It must be the number at the right hand side, at the left hand side rather, plus the square of the number at the right hand side, plus the square of the number at the right hand side. So we are going to solve this using these numbers, and it is given as in parentheses 2 star 3, then star 5. 2 star 3 star 5. Let us work with what you have inside the bracket first. In the bracket, we are going to compare this with this. So in the bracket, 2 represents x and 3 represents y. That is to say, it is going to be 2 plus, remember it's x plus y squared. So it's going to be 2 plus 3 raised to the power of 2, 3 squared. So that gives 2 plus 3 squared. That is the pattern. Then star 5. In this bracket, we are obtaining 2 plus 3 raised to the power of 2 is 9. Then star 5. Then this will give 2 plus 3, 2 plus 9 gives 11 star 5. So we are going to resolve this using the same pattern. So what is the pattern again? The pattern is that whenever there is a number star another number, it is always the number by your left hand side plus the square of the number at your right hand side. Doing the same thing over here, it becomes the number at my left is 11 star 5. So that will give 11 plus 5 raised to the power of 2. And this gives 11 plus 25. And 11 plus 25 is equal to 36. So the correct option on the board is 36. From the cyclic quadrilateral TUVW below, find the value of x. Okay, the diagram is represented below. On the diagram, we have TUVW representing all the angles, and there is a quadrilateral lying inside the circle. So one of the theory in cyclic geometry states that in a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angle add up to 180 degrees. So in the diagram, we have 3x plus 2, 20 degrees, opposite to 88. So we are going to add up this and equate it to 180 degrees. So that gives 3x is equal to 180 degrees. Reason, in a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite angle add up to 180 degrees. So from here we have 3x plus 20 plus 88 is equal to 180 degrees. So 3x, collection of like terms, 3x plus 20 plus 88 gives 108 degrees. This is equals 180 degrees. So 3x is equal to 180 degrees minus, when 180 degrees crosses over the equal sign, we obtain 10 minus 108 degrees. So 3x is equal to 180 degrees minus 108 degrees gives 72 degrees. I'm making x the subject, dividing both sides by the coefficient of x. So x equals 72 divided by 3, 24 degrees. So x equals 24 degrees, and the correct option on the board is option C. X equals 24 degrees. If two small sides of a right angle triangle are 4 cm and 5 cm, find its area. In this question, we are going to consider the right angle triangle. In the right angle triangle, we have this. Right angle triangle has 3 sides, and out of the 3 sides, one is the longest. The longest is called the hypotenuse, which is this line. Whereas these two are the smallest sides of the right angle triangle. But from the question, it is given us 2 small sides. That is to say, they are referring to these two. So let us call one of these sides 4 cm and this side 5 cm. Since they are not referring to the longest side of the triangle. At this point, we are required to determine the area. Area of a triangle is equal to a half times base times height of the triangle. Half base times height, which is equal to 1/2 half times the base is 5 and the height is 4. So this is the same as 1 times 5 times 4, all divided by 2. Okay, 2 goes into this 2 times. So we are left with 1 times 5, which is 5, and 5 times 2 is 10 centimeters.